Nexxlegacy.
As we get ready to kickstart this whole ladies' night drive, what's happening, people? Your man Brandon in the building once again, giving you what you want, making sure we provide what we need to for these ladies, and giving them a good dose of just their movement. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to make sure that we hold the ladies down and rock their movement super heavy. So, you know what I'm saying, while we in this to win this, definitely make sure you pay attention to the real boss ladies in this business doing everything they need to go ahead and make a difference for themselves. Once again, it's your man Brandon holding it down tonight on Tuesday Ladies Night. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know it's Tuesday, but, you know, a lot of people getting ready for this 4th of July holiday. So, you know, definitely be safe while you out there using them fireworks and all that good stuff. Tonight, we got an ill night. When I say ill, I'm talking about really good night. You know what I'm saying? Scheduled to get here, and as soon as I see her number, I'll go ahead and give her that proper introduction. And actually, I think I see her right now anyway. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and put this young lady on in a second. But I am definitely proud to say that, you know, we're going to rock a heavy interview with Miss Voz Davis. She's a Raiderette cheerleader for the Oakland Raiders. If you out there listening worldwide do not know who she is, but you're about to get to know her tonight. So we definitely going to ask some nice questions about just being in the business and, you know, being around a lot of different celebrities and, you know, athletes actually, and just kind of putting it out there as far as, you know, just her life movement, because we definitely want to know what's rocking, so we can definitely get into that. And also, we definitely got an ill topic, too, for the ladies. And, you know, there was some stuff that I was seeing, and there was some stuff out there that I was actually really disturbed by. And, you know, since this is every night we do ladies' night, we want to try to make sure we surround ourselves with some bosses. So when I say bosses, I'm talking about boss ladies, so they can be able to give us some insights on certain things. So, you know, better help educate women and stuff, right? It was some stuff that I was seeing during the BET Awards, after the BET Awards, before the BET Awards, that really just kind of bothered me. And when I say bother me, I'm talking about just how loose a lot of women are when it comes to, be it if it's in the celebrity eye, dealing with different celebrities and things like that. And I definitely want to get into her head about just that and what we need to do to be able to combat that. When I say combat that, it's like, you know, we need women to really kind of stand up for themselves and really get that, you know, get this whole ladies movement cracking the right way. And just how certain individuals was acting, and I'm talking about a lot of the, you know, people who are starstruck and things like that. I mean, you know, it's a mess. But I'll get into all that later, because, you know, I don't want to actually dive too deep into it right now, because I definitely want to make sure I pave the way and say what's happening to my girl, Miss Voz Davis, in the house on Tuesday Ladies Night. What's up, sweetheart?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Just got to give you a round of applause. Thank you for calling in, young lady. Give it up for you. How's everything going, though? Is everything good? Oh, people didn't want to stand an ovation for Voz Davis. Let's go, people. Let's go.
No, everything's good. I'm down in L.A. right now, resting up, getting ready for this commercial I'm shooting tomorrow. Everything's going okay.
Very good. Now, for the people out there that's listening, let people know a little bit about who Voz Davis is, what you do, how you do it, and what's really going on with you, the person.
Well, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. I moved out to the Bay Area to attend school. I went to UC Berkeley. I just graduated. Just graduated in 2009. So,
congratulations.
Thank you very much. And since then, I've been doing a lot of charity work in Oakland in the community with the Raiderettes. And right now, I am getting ready to go back to school to start my graduate program, and I'm going to go back for public health. So that's what's going on with me right now.
Wow. Educated woman. That is definitely the business. And you're not quitting when it comes to, you know, getting your education on a little further than what you got. So you got your degree, you're trying to get another degree. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, how did you get, you know, caught up with this whole being a Raiderette and stuff like that? How did that come to pass?
Oh, you know what? I saw a flyer in Kincaid's restaurant in downtown Oakland, Jacqueline Square.
Kincaid, boy, I've been in there way too many times.
So I was actually there for lunch with some of my friends before graduation last year, and I saw a flyer and it said, "You want to be a professional cheerleader? Do you think you have what it takes?" And I said, "I think I got what it takes. I think so." So I went on the website. I found out when preliminary auditions were for the Raiders, and I just showed up. And at the time, I was taking a psychology course, and my professor was telling me that, the number one rule in life is to just show up. Just show up. Even though I was a little intimidated, I just got up, got dressed, did my makeup best I could, and I just went. And I went, introduced myself. I guess they saw something. They liked me. They took me to the next round, went to finals, and I made the team. I mean, it was as simple as that. And, I was surprised that I made the team. There was a lot of girls that had tried out numerous times, had tried out for other teams and never made it. And, they were telling me that, this is your first time, you could very well just, not make it. You don't really know what they're expecting of you. You don't know what to do maybe next year, maybe the year after that. And so I was really intimidated. But, I made it. And I feel like it's the best thing I've ever done because I'm having the best time of my life right now. So that's how I got into it.
Is it as grueling? Because I've seen, like, I want to say, I don't want to misgive as far as credit-wise or whatnot, but I know it was either NFL Network, something, or either HBO Sports or whatever it was that I've seen as far as, they had like a lot of stuff going on with the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders where they would actually take you behind the scenes somewhat just to kind of give you a little bit of an insight as far as, how grueling it really is. Now, I don't know if you've seen some of that stuff, but is it really like a tough grind? Because to me, you made it seem like it's just like, I came in and conquered it. I went and did the next round and I conquered it. And, now, poof, there you go. I'm a Raiderette. Was it really a tough grind, though?
Oh, it definitely is. Once you're in it, we're not on camera like, Dallas or any other team, but when we're in it, it's a lot of hard work. They do not take it easy on you, especially if you're a rookie. You're in there, you're working out. They make sure you're on point because you're representing a professional football team. So they make sure our dancing is on point. They make sure we're in shape. They make sure we're eating right. They make sure we're presenting ourselves as young ladies, to the public because, especially in our community, they know, who's the cheerleader, who represents what team. And so they expect a lot of us. It's more than just, your pretty face. You're a good dancer. It's, you're actually like representatives of the community as well as the team. So they really train us in that area, public speaking, how to, your charisma, your, just things like that, just really fine-tuning you as a young woman, I think. And so, it's a lot of hard work. It's not just, field presence. It's also, just you as a person.
Right.
Yeah, and
so
it's not easy.
Technically, I came, I saw, I conquered. There's a lot of hard work that goes in between all that stuff, too, right?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of hard work. Definitely a lot of hard work.
Now, you finished up a season, right? You was there last season, and
yes.
You're back again. Now, is there like different processes or steps that you take since you're returning? I mean, basically, are you on tryouts again to make it, or basically is that job, you have somewhat of a job security when you get back when the season starts again?
Oh, no, we're not safe. We're not guaranteed our spot at all, The only difference is the returning girls don't have to go through the preliminary auditions. And we get to go straight to finals. And no, we have to try out with everyone else because there's a lot of girls that want our spot. They want to be on the team just as bad as we want to be on the team. And we have to fight to keep our spot. We have to stay up to par because somebody else will get the job done if we don't. So, we're not guaranteed nothing. Exactly.
Stay, make sure your choreography is official, all that good stuff, huh?
Exactly. Make sure our choreography is official. Make sure our hair, make sure our makeup, make sure our presence, make sure our speaking skills, because they interview us. So,
right.
As a returning vet, they really look for just your presence. They want to be able to spot you out in a room and say, okay, yeah, she's a returner. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
now
really
how has being a Raider Ed, and you've been a Raider Ed how long?
This is my second season.
Second season, okay. You got one season under your belt. You're returning for a second season. How has that first season affected you? Like, how has that changed? Have a little bit more notoriety now? It's, what's up with that?
A little bit, no, not necessarily more notoriety. I mean, I formed relationships with a lot of the girls, just real lifelong friendships,
Right.
just, it helped me to open up more as a woman,
Okay.
It introduced me to, just a lot more in my life. It broadened my horizons. So I don't necessarily have more notoriety, but I just have a broader outlook on everything just because of the Raiderettes,
Now, have you experienced any, I mean, being a Raiderette, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you have a lot of fans, I'm not sure if it's all males, females, or whatever the case may be. Now, come on now, you definitely got to tell me, like, when you're done, people notice you. They either see you in, be it if it's at a restaurant or whatever, and basically, I know you'd be like, hey, oh, that's Voz Davis. Can I have your autograph, or can I take a picture with you, or blah blah blah, right? Come on now, that's the case.
It's not necessarily,
but
come
on,
in Oakland, yeah, you get a little bit of that. They don't really know me by name. They know because we all hang together. It's a group of us girls, and we're on the team, and we go to a whole bunch of different places together. And after a while, people just recognize, like, okay, yeah, that's them. Like, after all the games, we go to Kincaid, we go to dinner, and so people just know that that's what we do. So after a while, and Oakland's so small, and they just know you, and everybody loves the Raiderettes up there, like from little girls to women to just everyone. All the fans love the Raiderettes, and we're personable people, so and we're really involved in the community. So.
No, and you know what, and that's key too, and that's what I feel like a lot of people probably don't know, because a lot of people either see, an attractive, beautiful woman, or actually women for that matter, being, a part of a cheerleader team. You get a lot of males or females or whoever, they just look at the looks and just kind of go from there. But like you said, it's like, you have a lot of personality with what you do, and you have a lot of ambition as far as giving back and stuff like that. Do you feel like that's kind of like a misconception sometimes? A lot of people don't know the real story behind, cheerleaders, in this particular case, you being a Raiderette. Like, there's more than just a pretty face with what you do, right?
There's definitely more than just a pretty face. And, it is a stereotype, that all cheerleaders, they don't really have it all upstairs, or, they just...
That's what they say? They say that?
Yeah, they say that. There's a bunch of negative misconceptions about, professional cheerleaders, but it's so not true. And that's another thing about, the Raiderettes is like our directors, they really push us to prove the naysayers wrong, you know what I mean? Because, it's a typical, stereotype, and, it's just good to go out there and, show people that, that is not the case. We have doctors, lawyers on the team. We have, graduate students on the team. We have, students on the team. Everybody has something going on. It's not just, oh, I'm going to go out and look pretty and dance, and that's all I do. But, that there's just so much more to us. We're just all very complex women.
Right.
That goes for every team. And I think that, I know that when they're deciding on who they want to be on the team, they look at more than just your dancing ability. They look at you just as like an officer of the community, as well as just a person. So there's just so much more to cheerleaders than people think, you know. And it takes a lot for us to just, you have to speak to us because, you know, a lot of people don't want to talk to cheerleaders. They don't even want to look at us. Like, we'll probably go out somewhere, we'll probably have an appearance, and we really have to go out of our way, like, you know, to talk to people and get them to open up and just for them to see that, you know, it's just, you don't take it for face value. You know what I mean? Because we're just like you.
What's the percentage on that, though, honey? What's the percentage of that, though, when I say, you know, the percentage, I'm talking about the percentage of people that do have that real bad misconception about someone like yourself, someone that's actually, like you said, it's like pulling teeth trying to get people to really, like, understand that, hey, you know what, I am more than just who you see on top of a pyramid or doing the, you know, the dance steps and all that other stuff. I mean, what's the percentage-wise as far as, you know, the people out there that really think that way?
You know, I'd say it's half and half. I'd say it's about 50%, you know.
50? Yeah. Come on now. It's more. You know it's more than that, Voz. Come on. I mean, like it might be like 70%, 75%, something like that, right?
No, just from what I've encountered, you know, it's half and half, honestly. This is just my encounters, yeah. I mean, it's half and half. I mean, you have the people that think, well, you know, what do I need to talk to you for, you know? What do you really have to say ever? You know what I mean? And then you have the people that actually understand that, you know, there's more to it, an NFL cheerleader. But you know, it's a give and take, half and half.
Yeah. No,
that's just what I've encountered.
And me, and the reason why I always say it's, you know, I feel like it's a little bit more is just for the simple fact that, you know, that is what people say. Like I said, they will look at a lot more. I mean, you know, and you know, for what it's worth, I mean, that's all they see until you actually have conversations with a cheerleader. In this particular case, you, like, you know, like I said, it's a lot deeper than that, and I guess people don't really want to know or find out until, you know, either it's pressed upon them or, you know, it just, you know, stumble upon. Well, you know what, Voz is an intelligent woman. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot deeper than just the looks and stuff like that. So a lot of people, just like you said, it's kind of, to me, I always feel like it was always a misconception with cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's kind of like, you know, the airheads, or, you know, they're just there because, you know, of X, Y, Z, and it's not because. But no, it's like, I feel like if y'all can get all y'all choreographed stuff done, you know, that's ill to me, because you know why? If someone was to try to teach me all them dance steps, I don't think I would know it all. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real.
They throw a lot of material at us, that's for sure.
I mean, now, how is that? I mean, like, seriously, like, the people out there that's learning, that wants to learn that stuff, you know what I'm saying? How patient do you got to be with your mind, your mental state, in order for you to lock down? Because, you know, you got to think about it, through the beginning of the game to the end of the game, you guys are going through like 50 million dance steps, and, you know, how do you know what dance steps to do? So I'm just, you know, like, if there's a choreographed session for dummies, please teach me, because I don't know that. Like, serious.
Well, it's a lot of I mean, you know, we start practicing in April, so we're from April all the way to August, and by that time we've gotten down all of the dances, all of the songs we're dancing to, all of everything. We have a lot of material, and we're given enough time to get it all down. That way, when we're on the field and there's thousands of fans and it's loud and there's players and, you know, there's just so much going on, we got to be on the field ready to go. When we hear the song, we know exactly what we're doing. You know, we have no choice but to know, because we got to be out there and act like, you know, this is just second nature to us, you know. But it's a lot of practice, and it's a lot of time, and it's frustrating at times, but, you know, that's what we signed up for, and we're delivering. So,
when you say frustrated, what are some of the frustrating things that you go through? Is it just kind of making sure that yourself and others is, like, you know, hitting the steps right, or, you know, hit it better than the last practice we had and just trying to perfect it, or, you know, what other things are frustrating about?
Mainly you just get frustrated with yourself, because, you know, sometimes you don't catch on to things as fast as you want to, or as fast as others, or sometimes you're not doing as good as you know that you can. Sometimes you're confused by what's going on, because, you know, we get a lot of material. So it's frustrating at times just to really fine-tune everything because you really want to look good out there on the field. You don't want to mess up, and you just want to know everything. And, you know, you slip up from time to time, like in practices, you know. You go to extra practice, you work out more, you just go over dance steps and game day routine over and over in your head just to make sure you have it all the way down packed. You know, it's frustrating sometimes just making sure that you have everything together and you know what you're doing out there. You want to make sure you're at your best. So
what are some of the funniest things that you've seen since, you know, from last season that you would say, you know what, that was hilarious. That was some crazy stuff.
Oh God.
Because I mean, you know, like I don't know if I told you, but you know, I sometimes I'm across the sidelines because I work for, you know, another company doing, you know, covering Raider games and stuff like that. So I know we probably crossed paths at a time or two, you know, but I've never actually had the fortunate opportunity to talk to the ladies that was out there, you ladies out there. But you know, I've done it. I've always had like, you know, little thoughts out there. As soon as I see y'all running out there and doing y'all steps, you know, I grab my pom poms and do what T.O. did and, you know, shake and stuff. But I never tried to do it. I got kind of scared. But you know, what's some of the funny things out there that you've seen that you like? You know what, that was hilarious.
Man, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is something I did actually, because it was something I did. Yeah, we were out for our pregame rehearsal. You know, pregame we go over, you know, all the dance we're gonna do, what we're gonna do for quarter break, what we're gonna do first, second, third, fourth quarter. So we go over all of that. So we have to go full out dancing, you know, when we're rehearsing.
Right.
So there was one dance we were doing where we have to do a turn. We have to do a double turn on the grass. And, you know, it's wet, and you have to dig your feet down into the ground, and if the grass is wet, you could very well slip and fall.
Right.
And Voz is going full out, you know, I'm dancing, I'm working it and twerking and all that, and I slipped and fell straight on my face, like really, and it was bad. And everybody says, you know, just keep going if you mess up. All the girls in my line just had to stop and look at me like, you really just fell, and that's funny. And everybody saw you. The players are out there warming up. You know, the medics are out there. The TV puts all the media was out there.
Wow, was that serious?
Oh yeah, it was that serious. It was that serious. It was actually the Monday night game, the Monday Night Football, and we were going over all of these dances, and me, rookie, slips and falls in front of everybody, and everyone saw it and was laughing at me the whole time.
No, that was not that Monday night against against the Broncos or the Chargers or something like that, right?
It was the Chargers.
Memories. Yeah, it was the Chargers. Yeah.
It was the Chargers.
That was you. That
was me. It was. I fell. I did. I'll take one for the team. I think it was the funniest moment of the season, honestly. We had to break it in. I had to be the first to fall.
I wasn't laughing at you. If you wasn't laughing, then I would have put on a serious face and be like, you know, oh my God, I'm glad you're okay. But if you classified that as funny, then okay, I'll laugh with you.
I mean, it's funny now. At the time, I didn't know to laugh, to cry, to run off the field.
Oh, wow.
I got up and kept dancing, though. Got up and kept dancing.
You got up and kept dancing and still put. See, that's the soldier for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, despite it all, you could have had something like, you know, was you scraped up pretty bad or not really, or?
I mean, it was on the grass. I mean, it was wet. You know, my clothes are wet. But I mean, I was okay. Got to go back, get dressed, put my uniform on, put my makeup on, put my game face on. I was okay. Good to go.
It's Voz Davis on Tuesday Ladies Night. Definitely appreciate just a lot of the fan emails and stuff like that that's coming in. It's just, you know, this is the first time that, you know, I think a lot of stations, you know, probably need to interview Raiderettes or cheerleaders in general, because a lot of people are like, wow, you know what, she sounds real intelligent and, you know, a lot of good stuff. And, you know, that's you know, you can pop your own collar to that or just be like, hey, you know what, it's just a natural thing or whatever. But tell some of these people what else you're doing besides cheerleading.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Tell some of the listeners out there, what else are you doing besides just, cheerleading, being a Raiderette? What else are you doing?
Well, besides cheerleading, I'm also in school right now, preparing to start my my graduate program. I also tutor, I'm an English tutor at Skyline, and that's what I do.
Okay, very good, very good. Tutor, you're getting ready to go back to school. What else are you doing? Come on now, you know you got something else you got to say you're doing, right?
I got to say I'm doing something else.
Yeah, of course. I mean, come on now. What's up with this DirecTV thing?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Well,
you don't want to tell people exactly what you're doing now, or you want to keep that under wraps, or no, you don't have to keep that under wraps, right?
Oh no, it's basically like it's a commercial for DirecTV, and they've chosen 6 teams in the NFL and one of the cheerleaders from each team, from each of the 6. And so far, what I know of, they've picked the Raiders. That's what I know from the West Coast. I don't know the other teams that they've picked, but so that's what I'm in LA for right now. We're going to shoot tomorrow.
Very cool, very cool. So now you said they picked one. Is it one from each NFL team, right?
No, it's one from 6 of the teams that they choose. They've 6 out of the 32 teams, and they chose one girl from each of those cheerleading squads.
I see. Okay, so you know what? You gotta be commended for that. Like 6 teams, 6 NFL teams. Your team was one of them, and they chose you. How did that whole process come about? Did you apply for it? How did that process come out?
Oh, well, my director, just kind of mentioned it to us, and she went ahead and talked to them, and I guess they chose. I don't really know how it came about, but it all just went through, my director. I didn't
You just
have
got the phone call one day. He's like, "Oh my God, I'm picked. Okay, let's go. Let's do it."
Yeah, she just let me. Yeah, she just let me know and sent me an email, told me to give her a call, and I did. And she just told me, hey, they picked you. And I said, oh my God, I'm so excited. What am I going to be doing? She said, you'll just find out when you get there.
Right on. Well, you definitely got to let me know how that whole process come about. And you can say you're filming tomorrow, so that's definitely going to be a good look for you. So, one thing that just talking to you briefly before we even went on the air. I know we only had a couple of brief conversations, but I mean, just your mannerisms is real rare to be able to see. And like I said, I wasn't surprised. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's always a breath of fresh air when you have a woman such as yourself, really just trying to go get it on a business level. You know what I'm saying? You're educating yourself further. You're trying to do, everything in your power to just be able to just, climb that mountain and stuff like that. And that's a rare sight to see. And it's, like I said, a breath of fresh air to be able to have a woman like yourself do that, though. And not only that, like you said, you're only 23, so you just now just really getting it. So that's really good. You definitely got to be commended on that.
Oh, thank you very much. That's so nice of you.
Oh no, that's a blessing though. But before we even let you go, I have the topic that I basically want to kind of jumpstart this whole Tuesday Ladies Night, and this is Voz Davis, Raiderette, on Tuesday Ladies Night with your man Branded. And one question that I had, and I know you probably heard a little bit when I said it a little bit, but I was kind of disturbed just by certain things that some of the ladies was actually conducting, the way they were conducting themselves, and certain things that was going on throughout the BET Awards and after the BET Awards, during the after parties and all that stuff. And see, we have a ladies' night, and now every Tuesday night we do ladies' night, and what we try to do is we try to do what we can to uplift women, try to get as much experience that I feel like real women have in the game to kind of put it out there. But to me, personally, it was a shocker to hear, not just people, on Twitter or people that I know of, associates or whoever it is, just kind of, really conducting themselves really loose. And when I say loose, it's just they going to bag me an NBA guy or bag me a sports guy or entertainer guy or whoever it is just because of who they are. Now, you being a young, educated woman like yourself, and that's really a boss lady when it comes to it because you're basically making moves and doing all the stuff you can, I mean, what do you say to those people out there that's really just misrepresenting what a woman should really be?
Man, I've talked about this issue with, some of my friends. I really don't really understand it. I don't even understand the terminology that's used. Like, I'm going to bag me a NBA player, NFL player. Like, the way I look, I'm not really, to me, I'm not impressed by that. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of women get starstruck, and I feel like they kind of see something that they want to go after for whatever reason. I don't understand it. Maybe money, maybe notoriety, maybe fame, who knows. But the way I see it is, what can any of these men do for me? You know what I mean? Like, if I really want something, if I really want it, I can do it myself. I'm going to strive to do it myself. I don't want, a free ticket. I don't want to get to a place on somebody else's coattails. I want to do it on my own terms. So, I don't understand why some women, carry themselves in such a loose manner, but I can't relate, so I can't speak really about it, but I don't agree with it. I don't understand it, and it actually it's saddening a little bit to me, and because of that,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, and because a lot of that activity gives women like myself and my teammates and, other NFL cheerleaders give us a bad name. And that's like another reason why not only are we stereotyped as, airheads, but also groupies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really all that. It's not fair.
Right.
So that's how I feel about that.
I mean, a lot of people, more like you said, more or less would say that behind the scenes and stuff like that. But no, it's gotten out of hand, and the reason why I wanted to bring it up was because just by the mannerisms that a lot of people, and trust me, I mean, I have my hand on a lot of media stuff out there in L.A. and stuff like that, and I've heard a lot of different things, and I've been a part of it. I mean, and not just heard from, other people. It's from the horse's mouths, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really, you do that? Like, why? And that's my thing, like, because I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I definitely don't want her to be involved or have that kind of mentality. But when you see it run so rampant out here, it's ridiculous. And see, like you said, I mean, you don't know too much about it because, like you said, you haven't really, experienced it or been around it firsthand because you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is with women, you get a lot of women that say they want to try to, hey, I'm trying to be a boss lady and I'm trying to lift myself up and do all this other stuff. And, and at the end of the day, it's a lot of women do the opposite of what they say. And I don't really get that, though. You know what I'm saying? It's a trip, and it's to the point where people have to really try to find a way to stop that and just really focus on, and I'm talking about the ladies tonight, really focus on what you need to do in general to make yourself stronger. And I think, piggybacking off of celebrity is not going to get you there.
No, it definitely isn't going to get you there. And, like I said, I don't understand it. And I think a lot of my mentality comes from my dad, who, has been in the spotlight and who raised me, himself. And he always just instilled those, values in me that, if you want to get someplace, you got to do it yourself. Without, your help, the help of your family, your parents, but, you got to get there. How are you going to be a self-respecting woman if you can't, really do for yourself? I mean, I understand a lot of these women can, you know what I mean? It's not about, I need somebody to do this and that for me, or maybe they're on a certain level and they expect for, a man or, whoever they deal with to be there or doing better, and maybe 9 times out of 10 it happens to be an NBA player or an NFL player. But, my dad always taught me that, you have to do for you. You have to. I mean, looks and, whatever else isn't going to get you so far. So you're going to need to go to school. You're going to need to get skilled. You're going to need to get trained because everything else fades. So, I think that's a lot of where my mentality comes from.
And big shout out to Anthony Davis. He's definitely one of the coolest dudes that I've talked to in a minute. He's definitely a cool cool guy. So, you know, big shout out to your dad, though. He definitely means business. And when you hear him talk, you're like, oh, okay, I definitely got to listen. Because he has a commanding voice, too, you know. Make sure I pay attention to Mr. Davis, right? Because, you know, as soon as he speaks, got to make sure I know what's going on, you know. Definitely.
Oh, yeah, you listen.
Definitely. So,
you know,
listen. No doubt. So with everything that you got going on, not just with yourself, and, you know, you continue to push your movement through education, which I find that real hot. So I definitely commend you on that. You're doing your Raiders thing, and you're doing your TV commercial and stuff like that.
All right, I'm back.
Definitely. But, you know, and I definitely, you know, wanted to commend you. And like I said, you probably heard me say it, but I just definitely want to thank you, though, like, seriously. Because like I said, it's like I said earlier, it's not only is it a breath of fresh air, but it's also good for other women to try to be inspired by what you're doing, too. You know what I'm saying? Keeping yourself educated, you know what I'm saying? Having that mentality to go get it as far as, you know what I'm saying, your work, your craft, and trying to, you know, basically define yourself every day. You know what I'm saying? That's big.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. But, you know what, like, I mean, that's what life is. I mean, you got to look after you. You really do. I mean, a lot of people don't really know that. I'm learning that as well. But like I said, my dad really did teach me the way at an early age. So now at 23, like, it's all starting to make sense. And I'm glad that I got those lessons early on in life. That way now I won't be surprised by things. I know what to do. I know how to deal with situations, you know. So a lot of that, you know, goes to him, really. And I'm grateful for that because, I mean, if I didn't have his guidance, I'm sure I would not have done I wouldn't have done anything that I do now if I did not have my dad at all. That's real talk.
Real talk, definitely. Like I said earlier, big shout out to Anthony Davis, and big shout out to you, and big shout out to, you know, everything that you're doing going forward and your endeavors. And definitely don't be a stranger. And, you know, like I said, I definitely got to make sure I look for you when the season starts, too, just so I can, you know, have a face-to-face hello and stuff like that, because I'm all over the field, you know, working for, you know, I could say it on the air, working for Comcast Sportsnet, doing certain things and stuff, too. So I definitely got to make sure I look for you and shake your hand and definitely, you know, hook up with you on some future things, especially if you're really trying to, you know, push that, you know, charitable things and stuff like that, too. I definitely is a huge, you know, supporter of a lot of different charities, so we definitely got to link up and get some stuff cracking, too, definitely.
Okay, sounds good. Get your season tickets.
Hey, for real. Go get your season tickets. Go to OaklandRaiders.com right now. Go get it. Bob will be there. She'll be there every home game, people, so just make sure you go check her out. Check out the Raiders, too. Now, come on now. Before I let you go, what do you think the Raiders are going to do this year? Yeah, put you on the spot. Put you on the spot.
You know what? I have high hopes for the Raiders this year, you know. We have Jason Campbell in there. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to an exciting season. I think we're going to get more wins. I'm crossing my fingers for playoffs, and I'm dreaming for Super Bowl. So I got high hopes for the Raiders this season.
Hey, what you said right there is pretty much the same wavelength I'm on. So you know, I'm pretty much. Hey, you know what? No more Russell. You know, we got Campbell now, and, you know, we hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be a lot better than we were last year. Knock on wood, as I knock on my head right about now. Gotcha. But I appreciate you hanging out with us, Voz. Now, one more before I let you go. Now, will you be having your own personal website anytime soon, or is that just a lot of stuff personally you have in the works, or what's up with that?
No, I won't have any personal website. You know, I'm just on Raiders.com. That's all I'm at. I'll be blogging about my DirecTV commercial. That'll be on the website as well.
You don't have a Twitter, Facebook, anywhere your fans can kind of come holler at you? I get a lot of that in the chat rooms or up in the, emails and stuff like that too. So, a lot of people are like, hey, ask if she has a Twitter, or ask if she has Facebook, or,
No, I don't do that. Don't do any of the Twitter or the Facebook.
Hey, the only way you're going to catch this young lady is if you catch her on the field, game day, at the Raiders facility. So, there you go, people. Catch her. If you can. Now, but Voz, I definitely appreciate you hanging out with us on Tuesday Ladies Night. Definitely don't be a stranger because, like I said, you are definitely a testament to what a woman should be, trying to go be a boss literally and go do what you definitely need to do as far as growth. And I commend you on that.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you.
No problem. Don't be a stranger, all right?
I will. Okay,
right,
thanks for having me.
Take care. No problem.
Okay.
That is the beautiful Voz Davis, Oakland Raider Ed, right here on Tuesday Ladies Night. We're going to continue with
Nexxlegacy.